mynews.studio.
A new park at the very edge of the world, where both pumas and whales are found, could reshape our ideas about conservation, especially when it overlaps with ancestral lands. What does it look like when protecting nature meets the history and presence of indigenous communities?
And today is January 31st, 2026. Chile has just established Cape Froward National Park, right? We're talking about 150,000 hectares at South America's southernmost point. What makes this place so critical?
This region includes subantarctic forests, carbon-rich peatlands, and a coastline where the Pacific meets the Atlantic at the Strait of Magellan. But it's more than just its size. The park connects a 2,800-kilometer wildlife corridor, giving endangered species like huemul deer, wild pumas, and even whales a path to move safely. Plus, those peatlands make it a crucial carbon sink.
The land was donated by Rewilding Chile, right? But wasn't there a deadline for making it an official national park?
Yes, exactly. They donated 127,000 hectares, but with a condition. It had to be designated a national park within 2 years. The government acted fast. They combined the donated land with public land to reach that 150,000 hectares. Now, it's Chile's 47th national park.
How about the people living there? What does this mean for local communities, especially the Coescar?
That's a central part of the story. The Coescar ancestral territory overlaps with the Brunswick Peninsula, which now includes areas inside the park. There was a consultation process, environmental reviews, discussions about sacred places, and formal recognition of traditional fishing rights. Their feedback shaped both the boundaries and the future management. There's also talk of Coescar-led governance in nearby marine areas.
So it wasn't just a top-down decision, but what about jobs and the local economy?
The idea is to develop sustainable ecotourism, things like hiking trails and visitor centers, which would create jobs in Punta Arenas and nearby towns. Importantly, the plan avoids expanding salmon farming, which has caused debate in the region. By connecting to the root of parks, the focus is on supporting local livelihoods through low-impact tourism rather than large-scale industry.
But managing such a vast area, is that realistic? Declaring a park is one thing, but can Chile actually protect it long-term?
It's definitely a challenge. Forest restoration, wildlife monitoring, and managing visitors involve the University of Magallanes and CONAF, which is Chile's forest agency. They're using technology to track wildlife and to restore damaged areas. Funding comes partly from tourism, but also from various partnerships. There's ongoing work to prevent illegal logging and unregulated fishing, plus an adaptable plan for climate risks.
Could this approach, where private land is donated and the government ensures long-term protection, work elsewhere? Other countries facing loss of biodiversity, for example?
That's the hope. The partnership between groups like Rewilding Chile and the government shows that privately owned land can become public parks with strong legal protection. This method's already inspired similar projects in Patagonia, and it could be a model for other biodiversity hotspots. But the real key is partnership, philanthropy, local communities, and government, all working together.
If we zoom out, is this just a local success, or does it matter for global conservation or climate goals?
It matters well beyond Chile. Protecting peatlands and forests helps store carbon, which is crucial for slowing climate change. The park also gives endangered species a real chance and supports the target to protect 30% of land by 2030, the UN's goal. So this isn't just a local story. It's a sign that large-scale conservation is possible, even in places with deep cultural roots.
So, to sum up, Cape Froward National Park is a living experiment in ambitious conservation, indigenous partnership, and climate response. Could more countries follow this path?
That's the big question. If this approach succeeds, balancing protection, tradition, and local economies, it could set a new example for conservation everywhere.
Today, we looked at how a remote part of Chile became a signpost for conservation, indigenous collaboration, and climate action.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it out for free.